There was a sighting tonight of an alien. Oh no, no, sorry. That was Adam Silver. Sorry, he looks like that. Come on, man. In the pregame, talking about the US versus the world for the All-Star game, and you finally want to give the fans what they want? Well, gee, yeah, where was your alarm clock? Let's not get into that right now. Okay. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever time it is for you right now. Just know that you are locked in until the point with the king and the
The
Raptors.
Raptors freak.
There we go. Right? You guys know what to do for the 2 point side. Find us Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, TikTok. Thanks, Arturus, because I will never download that app. Um, and YouTube. Go down there, click subscribe, click like, and especially with my man, the lyrical Leviathan, Lex. Raptors Freak every morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Okay? You guys leave a comment in the chat. He will respond to you. There is no question. You're not being denied. Okay? You got full access to that. And there are so many amazing people in the Raptors Freak family. How are you doing today, my man, Lex?
I'm pretty good, Brian. Thanks for having me on again for another reaction for Game
Hey,
Three
you're
of
having me
Indiana
on.
and Oklahoma City. That's right. We're collaborating. I'm on your show. You're on mine. Yeah, man. I think this was the best game of the series so far. Game Three. It was, you know what we called it in the last show. This is going to go down the wire, be close. Whichever team could be clutch was going to win the game. And well, Indiana had the home advantage, and it really, really came through for them.
Well, that's
Really,
what I
really
want to
came
ask
through
you.
for them.
What was your like overview perspective of this game three? Because we all know in everybody that's out there that follows professional sports, in the finals, especially, or regardless of the playoffs, game three is extremely pivotal. What were your thoughts on tonight's game, my friend? Because we're staying
I
up late for you guys out there.
That's right.
Go on, my man.
After midnight.
Yeah, no,
No,
right?
I was saying,
The
listen,
freaks
the
come out
big
at
thing
night.
about
The
that's right, the
Raptors
freaks
freaks
come
come out
out
at
at
night.
night. The freaks come out. I'll say this. All right. Tonight with the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder, in some ways, the bench was a huge factor. And the Oklahoma City Thunder only scored 18 points off the bench tonight. And one man from Montreal outscored them off the bench, and he did it in less minutes than what he scored, and that was Benedict Mathurin. And that
One of
man
our
was
guys.
my yeah, he was amazing, man. Like he was very measured. He thrived in the tempo of the game tonight, and he got to the line a lot. He was very aggressive, and he by far I thought he was the star of the game tonight because he
Oh, we'll
really
get into
carried
that. We'll get
Indiana
into
in
that.
certain ways for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Overall, the
Um,
game, like with like what we covered the other night with turnovers and aggressiveness in the paint and
yeah.
the slowing down with the 3 point shooting. How do you think that affected the game tonight?
It's interesting because we had predicted before that Mark Dagnall had an ace up his sleeve with the two
Yep.
bigs. But the thing is, in the beginning of the game tonight, Chet was exposed as not a legitimate big in this game. Miles Turner and so many other people in this game tonight pushed him around like he was reed thin, like he is. And this is the thing I keep telling everybody: Chet Holmgren is not a true big. There were a ton of times where people just slipped into the lane for Indiana and scored at will because he was supposed to be out there. In fact, Siakam had a very good putback that nobody boxed him out.
Who was
And
it in
it's
your chat that said Chet is gonna be better than the alien?
yeah, somebody.
Who
Well, I'm
was it?
not gonna call him out on the show
No,
here,
you don't have
but
to, but I'm just saying somebody
one of the
did say it.
Raptor freaks believes that Chet Holmgren will be better than Victor Wembanyama by the end of his career, and I think he's crazy. I think he's crazy. No, Chet got exposed to a degree tonight, and he was like 0 for 6 from three or something, 0 for 5 from three. And
Yep.
I mean, he looked good early. He scored all the points early for Oklahoma City, but
And
who
he
was
got to the
scoring all the
line.
points early for Indiana was Pascal Siakam, which was once again Mark Dagnall stubborn with this Case and Wallace starting lineup. Siakam abuses them from the start. And he's so fun to watch. I mean, because we've seen his body of work up here in Toronto, and to see him in the finals again right now, playing at the highest level of the NBA and doing what he does, cooking like P Skills does, is so spicy, fun, baby. His spicy cooking is so mwah. But I'm saying the thing is, not only did he have that side of the ball, he was huge on defense today too. There was one point in the fourth quarter where he got matched up with SGA twice. You notice they put Siakam on Shea at the end of the game to stop him in clutch because they know he's the best one-on-one defender. Put him right on SGA at the end of the game, and he stopped SGA with his length. And then he went down the other end of the court immediately and posted his ass up and scored on him. Well, see, so it's like that man is the MVP of the league, the leading scorer in the league, and Siakam took him to school on both ends of the court in one single possession, bro. It was so beautiful, man.
See,
and
that's
the blocks by Turner and Pascal on Chet. Oh my gosh, on the threes, that man's trying to shoot three. Miles Turner, bam.
See, that's what I want to ask you, right? You and I have been, the media has been harping on the main players, such as Shai and Haliburton, right? Yeah. But you and I, watching it as fans of the game, right? We've noticed side players, I guess you could call them that, right? But these guys have been coming up. You mentioned Mathurin. You mentioned Pascal, which they don't give too much credit to. Doris Burke.
Well, he's not a side player.
I'll give her credit. I'll give her credit. I'm not Drake, but I will give Doris Burke credit for giving Pascal a credit tonight, and mentioning his name and saying this is what he does. But there was also multiple players, especially like our fellow Canadian, Lou Dort. You know, like
he had a good shooting night. Yeah.
We're seeing this, like Naismith, right? Even though he's not that.
Yeah, Naismith had one big three late.
And even Bryant, which he said this is for his uncle, Bean.
Well, the other two guys were more important. So, McConnell, crazy with the steals. And then Toppin was really good tonight, too,
Which players really stood out to you tonight, man?
All right, my number one star, as I said earlier, was Benedict. My second star is Pascal. And in some ways, I got to give some shine to Haliburton, even though I want to say a couple things to Haliburton. Haliburton was one rebound off of a triple-double. But this is the thing. Once again, he's stat filling on times where it's not mattering and stuff like that. Now, in some ways, those threes he hit, shooting like 4 for 8 for 3, those were big-time threes.
At the beginning of the game.
Awesome. But this is the thing. He's so hyped by the media that in some ways I expect him to do what he did. And that's kind of a mediocre game to me, what he just did, the way the media talks about him. He should have had 30, you know what I'm saying? And gotten the triple-double. In some ways, you know, they give him so much credit and stuff. In the other games, this has been his best game for sure in this finals. So I got to say it's those guys. Honorable mention to TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin. TJ was so awesome the way he stole that inbounds and put it right back in, like off Caruso. That was so awesome, man.
Caruso? Yeah. You mean Elmer Fudd?
Yeah, you're going to keep doing iPod. I saw a putty tat.
Yeah, it's rabbit season.
It's rabbit season. Yeah, Elmer Fudd is working for the Pound. He's out there getting Heathcliff. I don't know.
Hey, as long as he ain't going after Garfield on Mondays with lasagna.
Garfield's inside cat.
Oh, jeez, let's not get talking
about outside. Oh man, all right. Well, I don't know where we're going right here. This is rabbit freak stuff.
But the role players that were there, I really think they actually like stood out, and I think my perspective on this is they are actually, even though viewership is down right now, right, and it's been low because LeBron's not there. Yeah, Barbie has no balls. Okay, whatever. Let's get rid of that. Okay, and Bronny's never going to be anything close to that. But I'm sorry. You know that strikes a chord.
I don't know why you bring them up. You don't need to.
I don't need to, but I still do. Right? Because I got those issues.
No, I got a point here. You know what? This is very deep in the playoffs. We're in the finals, right?
Yeah.
And these teams are playing 10-man rotations.
No,
and this is the thing. The whole
playing
trip, the whole The whole
well-planned
trend in the
rotation.
history is like cutting it down like Thibodeau would do in New York, right? To
Yes,
7 or 8. But
that's
this is a
exact.
new era.
That's
I think this is
exactly
a new
what.
era in basketball
This is
where they're going
exactly
to
what I wanted
extend it
to
now.
allude to you, Lex.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So because of getting rid of that, the top heavy contracts, the top heavy players, right? No bench, right? Being refreshed and seeing new faces, role players, people that are not household names, but now they can become household names because you're looking at them and you're going, yo, this guy can actually ball, right? Um, we're seeing this right now. Like verbatim, like it's right there in front of our face. Okay. Now you see the thing is, what I wanted to bring up to you is now that we are seeing all these fresh faces, everything all brand new, right? Everything basically refurbished, right? Into the NBA finals and having a spark of enjoyment as opposed to the repetitive bullshit that we've seen. Yeah, I'm this far into YouTube, so I can say it. This repetitive bullshit that we've seen. What do you think of the players that are going on? Because right now it's absolutely amazing. I don't care how much viewership has fallen off because
Listen,
this is really
I'll
good
say
football.
this. This is the thing. The viewership hasn't fallen off. It's just that they're measuring it only by cable and stuff. And
Yeah,
nobody watches anything on cable anymore. They're watching on streaming.
yeah.
So it's like they're not
Go
gauging
to
it right
Rumble.
anyway. But anyway, I think that's a tired old thing. Either you're watching the finals or you're not. Who cares? Either you watch them or not. Ratings, who cares? The NBA is going to make money either way. So I think the way they talk about this is stupid anyway. So I'd rather just focus on the basketball, honestly, because there
Yup,
is always that kind of circus around
yup,
everything where you're going to try
yup,
and bring in different subjects that don't have nothing to do with just the game. So,
yup.
but what I was saying was, I think it's really interesting, and I wonder if this trend's going to continue after this year, where teams that make the finals are actually going to have 10-man rotations by the time they go in the finals. Because, this whole idea of tightening up on talent, that may not actually beat a team concept with 10 deep that are going all out on energy all as a unit. And that was a big thing for tonight, is that the Indiana Pacers have been a project this whole entire year on the defensive end. And they've leveled up at different times during this whole entire season. And I know because I saw them early in the season against the Raptors, and they weren't this good defensively. I'm just going to say this right now. This Pacers, I didn't think they were one of the better defensive teams in the league at all. But in the finals, they have leveled up another level. Because I want to say this, there
And the
weren't many
conference
quarters.
finals.
Hang
And the
on just a
conference
sec.
finals.
There weren't many quarters this season where Oklahoma City didn't score 20 points. And that was in the fourth quarter tonight. They only scored 18 points in the fourth quarter tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the whole dang season, Oklahoma City could score 30, 40 points in a quarter like it was nothing. And that's a testament to the amazing defensive integrity and defensive intensity of the Indiana Pacers tonight in Indiana right now, today. And that was a huge reason why they won, because they stymied and stifled. And a lot of that, in some ways, was near the basket, and it was Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam stopping people like Chet and SGA from making easy shots tonight.
Yep.
And that was huge for them to win tonight. And then you got peppering in a couple of threes here, Tyrese, Aaron Nesmith with one here. And then, this is how this happens. And through the middle of the game, Obi and TJ doing really big things with just playing winning basketball with winning plays all over the place.
Okay.
The blocks by the Pacers tonight were key plays.
Can I ask you a question right now?
Mm-hmm.
See, a couple of years ago, people like their fan bases, OKC and Indiana, they were kind of shitting on their teams, right? Being like, oh, we need to do this. We need to do this. Kind of like how Raptors fans are currently. But do we not see the blueprint that these teams, these small market teams, have put forward that can help replicate and maybe since we're a Raptor centric, both of us podcasts.
This is a copycat league.
Do you think this is something that they can show the Raptors and Can this give Raptors fans hope?
Listen, I know this for a fact that Scotty Barnes is watching this finals right now. He's watching his old friend Siakam
He's
play,
watching us,
and he's watching the Thunder. He's watching the Pacers, and he's taking notes.
Oh, he's watching us
listen,
too.
Listen. This is the thing. We know this is a copycat league, and well, you know what it is. Every year, somebody wins the championship, and whoever is doing the championship is the next person to copy.
Yeah.
So it's like people are gonna watch what happened with the Thunder and the Pacers and how they built their teams to get to this level. Past a lot of teams that, frankly, at least in the Eastern Conference side, had more talent than the Pacers, and they beat them still with team concept and playing the way they did.
Thank you.
So I think that people are gonna be copycatting that, and I think that in particular our franchise here in Toronto is strategically placed in some ways already ahead of the curve if people are trying to follow the curve of the Indiana Pacers and what they've built. Because we got the coach, we got a coach that has strategies of a very similar offense as what the Pacers run right now.
Yes,
in some
I think
ways,
it's awesome.
as far as how equal and everybody's going. And honestly, we have some really unselfish players, and the chemistry on our team is more like a team chemistry, we first over me first kind of vibe than some of the other teams in the league. I think it was Ron Harper Sr. who just came out in the last day saying too many of these players in the NBA today are only thinking about themselves. And they ain't thinking about the team concept and what adds up to winning a team. And what we're seeing is we got two teams right now that understand team concept, and that's why they're in the finals, and all those other teams ain't. That's it right there. So I would tell Raptors fans, listen to Darko, believe in Darko, and believe in Bobby and Masai that they're putting the right team together, the puzzle pieces, so that we can have success in a team way, just like the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder in the years to come. Starting next year, baby. Let's go, Raptors. That's right, baby. Barbecue is getting heated up next year, baby. That's right.
Oh, by the way, you're coming by for a barbecue this summer. Anyway, but no, regardless, I think when you watch the success of these two teams within these NBA finals, it does really show you the basics of what your Toronto Raptors can accomplish based on what they're doing and how they've set the pieces, and like you said, set the pieces, right? And how they can go forward with it. I think this, if you are a Toronto Raptors fan, I'm going to hit you with something right in your face. Slap your mama. Okay? Right? What you're seeing between these two teams in the NBA Finals is where you're going to see your Toronto Raptors within the next 5 years. I guarantee you that. I will be 11 years in, I will be 11 years into YouTube, and I will come out there and I will tell all you guys that's exactly what the fuck I said. Okay? Take it to the bank.
Shaq.
Yeah, take it to the bank. I had to pull a Shaq. And by the way, look, man, NBA on TNT, man, I'm gonna miss those guys because I cannot stand to see Kendrick Perkins going. Okay, bubblegum. Okay, you could make shrimp however the hell you want. Just shut up and don't talk about basketball. Sorry, I'm sorry. I had to get that shot in there. All right, but I'm gonna miss.
Well, I'm not a big fan of the ESPN crew either. There's a couple of people on that crew that are kind of really annoying. But I hear that next year ESPN will have the TNT guys doing it instead of them, so it'll be an upgrade, hopefully.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's what I'm hearing.
But you know what? Also next year we got. We're not getting into this. You and I are gonna do a separate episode about this. But we do want to talk about the USA versus the world.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Silver.
It's going to be great.
Adam Silver, finally you listen to us.
Yeah.
Finally, instead of giving LeBron all his participation trophies. Sorry, I had to say it. Before we get out of here, Lex.
Yeah, man.
Is there anything left you want to say to the lovely ladies and gentlemen out there, the Raptors Freak family and the To The Point family?
Well, I'll just do kind of a prediction for Game 4 since it's kind of been what we've been doing.
Hit me.
I think that there's a strong chance.
Okay, he's going to make the adjustments.
The Thunder may even up the series on the road This is really crazy because now that the Indiana Pacers have beaten Oklahoma City 2 games in this finals, these are 2 more wins or 1 more win than all the losses they had to the Eastern Conference the whole season, because they only lost once to Cleveland the whole entire season against the Eastern Conference. So Indiana's done something crazy, beating this team that hadn't lost the Eastern Conference very much. So I think that what could very well happen, and because they could have a really huge lead if they get 3-1, the Thunder are going to be very determined, and this game 4 is going to be fantastic on Friday, because it could be very similar to this one tonight.
And we'll be here on Friday for you guys.
That's right. And home court's going to matter for Indiana again. And we'll just have to see whose shots go in this time. If Indiana can play that kind of defense with that home court advantage again, they could be in a really good position to be up 3-1. But don't underestimate Gilgeous-Alexander on how determined and how much of a competitor and how much he's going to meditate and stew on this for the next couple of days until he shows up on Friday. And he's that kind of player where he comes back. He doesn't take a punch and just sit there. No, he's coming with a counter punch on Friday. We know that's going to happen. So I think it's going to be another close one, another nail biter, another fun one like today with a lot of ties and difference and changes of leads and stuff. And I'm excited for it. Friday is going to be fun for Game 4 of the finals. Oklahoma City at Indiana, baby. Let's go. Reggie Miller was happy tonight. That's for sure. That's right. It was good to see Reggie and those other Indiana legends like Mark Jackson and Lance Stevenson. And, well, of course, our Panda friend was there also. But at least he wasn't fighting anyone in the stands. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All I got to say is coming up for Game 4, ladies and gentlemen, I totally believe OKC is going to take this game. Like I said to somebody 2 days ago, I was like, it's going back to Indiana. It's going to be a split. I don't know which game is going to be which, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a split. This is going to be a really good series. And
you know what?
Really good NBA Finals that we haven't seen in a long time.
I want to go a little bit for fun here, King, and I'll take the Pacers in Game 4. You can take Oklahoma City. How about that?
Oh.
Woo! Let's see what's right on this one, baby. Yeah, I'll take this one. You want to go? Okay, I'll go Indiana, baby.
Y'all tune in for the next episode and see what to who.
Yeah, man.
Does Lex own me or do I own him on that one?
To be continued. That's right. There you go.
Maybe you guys could own us. We don't know. Okay. So Lex, before we get out of here, my man.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna sign us out. I'm just gonna let the Raptors Freak Nation know that we are here for you. I'm gonna let the To The Point family know that we are here for you. We are dead ass tired just for you guys. See it right there. Show that red, white, and black. That's what we do right here in
Canada, baby. Canada basketball. That's right. Good to see Nav at the game today.
Yeah. And you know what, guys? We're here for you. So on behalf of myself and the families and the lyrical Leviathan, only known as Lex, not Luther, but and myself as the king, you guys know what to do. Go down there, click subscribe, click like, let us know what you think. We love all your input. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, and peace.
Peace.